Now, Carrie's relationship with the UK goes back a very long time, because you came to drama school here, didn't you? You were 17.
I was at drama college, yes. So from what I remember of it, I was here for... No, I was here for... But I did drop out to do Star Wars. So
there you go. That was a good decision, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, no, I don't know. But I was 17 when I went to drama college, and so I dropped out at 19 to play Princess Leia, partially with a British accent.
Yeah.
It was sort of a viral accent. It came and went.
And there's a rumor out that you might be reliving that role.
This time we're doing him over again so that I can get Princess Leia right this time.
More British or less British?
I think less British. I looked a little pretentious with faking the accent.
We loved it. And what about the hairdo? Will that be the same?
That hairdo can never really be repeated, but without gales of laughter. But I have begged them to put the hair back on in gray and have me sort of passing back and forth in front of a window, or just catch me cooking with the hair, like Granny Leia.
And have you started doing it, or is it
No, we just did costumes and bits and pieces, and then we start in a couple weeks.
Great. And, well, how about that? Very exciting. So we look forward to it. Do we know what it's going to be called?
Star Wars, yeah. Episode 7.
There we go.
I knew that.
There we go. Now, pretty quickly, actually, you moved from being an actress to becoming a writer, which is one of the reasons we want you here today, because, you know, I've got some of Carrie's output here, but as you know, there are many, many, many books. You're looking nervous, but what made you decide to become a writer as well as an actress?
Well, I always had written, I suppose. I started reading because it was sort of a bit of a drug for me, but there's no rehab for that one, thank God. Readhab. I just didn't even know that was in me. Sorry. So I read, though, because everything worked out well when you read, and I just fell in love with words at a very young age, and so and then I started writing these just sort of awful poems but lines that I used later on. There was it's nothing's ever really over, just over there. Yeah. But things that I'd written when I was a kid, like there's no room for demons when you're self-possessed. I wrote that when I was at Central, so it must be true.
Very good, very good. And then you became a script doctor.
Well, that wasn't my fault. You can't blame me for that. I'd written Postcards from the Edge, and then they had me write it. They wanted me to write it as a screenplay, and there was no, I don't mean to brag, but there was no plot. Like movie-type plot. And what they wanted, though, so they said, no, well, I sort of tried to write an adaptation, and there was one scene with the mother, and they said, oh, give us more of those. But I said, well, then what's it about? So we figured out some kind of thing that it could be about, where she had to stay with her mother while she was filming because she was a junkie. So after we did that, people asked me to do rewrites after, Postcards came out. And I didn't know what they were talking about. And so I said no a lot. But it was Spielberg that got me to... He wanted me to write Tinkerbell's dialogue, just hers, which is hard to do because it impacts the other person who she's speaking to.
Yes. Do you write just her words?
Well, no, it turned out that I could do some improvisation with Robin Williams, which was... try to get a word in edgewise there. Yeah. So that's how I started it. And then to get off that one, because I did never have a proper deal.
But he gave you a car, if I remember rightly, a nice Mercedes.
Instead of paying me, he gave me his car.
Yeah.
An old Mercedes. And with the top did that thing that was... And so to get off that film, because there was no proper deal, I took another film, and then it turned out that's what I was doing.
And now you're the most important script doctor in Hollywood. Everyone's after you to rescue their movies.
Well, now I don't do it much anymore, because now what they do is they have you audition what you would do with their script.
Oh.
So basically you're saying, here are my ideas, but don't hire me.
Yes.
You know, so there'd be like
Let's do
10
your lines.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No more.
never more.